All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chang Gang podcast. This is episode 59 featuring Ian, aka Hansukiee. Hansukiee, welcome to the podcast. How's it going?
I'm doing great.
I
I'm so
appreciate it.
excited but nervous at the same time.
It's all good. A lot of my guests have been nervous in the beginning, but by the end, they tell me that they feel a lot better and super comfortable. Just know that we've been friends for quite some time, so I'm very thrilled to finally have you on the podcast. So thank you.
Yeah.
For everyone here, thanks for tuning in. On the top right, you can see that we finally hit 59 episodes, nearing 60, which is crazy. On the bottom right, you can see both of our Instagram handles. Feel free to drop a follow if you'd like. Not only that, we do have two commands for every podcast. The first one, exclamation podcast. Thank you, Simon, for dropping the command. In short, it's a way for me to get to know my friends on a more personal level. That is why I like to host these. It's more intimate and you get to hear specific stories that you may not be able to hear from like regular streams. And secondly, we have exclamation guest. That is a direct link to Hansuki's Twitch channel. He is a fellow streamer that I met on this platform. So if you haven't already, follow him there too. He makes a lot of content including Valorant, singing, like music, just chatting, and a lot more. We're about to learn, so let's get to it. All right, Hansukiee, I'm gonna call you Hansukiee instead of Ian. I've been calling you that for a while.
Yeah.
All right, please give us a brief introduction about yourself and include some of your hobbies and interests.
Yeah. I am Hansukiee. Go by Ian. I stream on Twitch, mainly Valorant and music. I am 20 years old, currently a university student and studying business economics. Yeah. Um, I like to dabble around in music. I recently made my first song. It's not 100% complete, but I did make some instrumentals for it, so that was pretty cool.
Alrighty, so that includes some of your hobbies and interests. We're gonna talk about like streaming and music a little later on. At the end, would you be open to sing us your song?
Um, Actually, I'm still coughing, so I
Mhm.
don't think I can sing, but I'll
Okay.
be happy to play a piano version instead.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Alright, how would you describe your personality?
Um, my personality. I'd say I'm very impulsive, very distracted. I'm easily distracted. I don't know, there's like a lot of things going on, like at all times, so I have a hard time focusing, but then, yeah, I don't know. I really still don't know much about myself.
Mhm.
I'm trying to like, with streaming and everything, I'm trying to, break my shell out a little more and try to find more about who I am.
I get that. Definitely, you're still pretty young, and I'm glad you're realizing that there's a lot to learn about yourself. So, how about as of now, on a spectrum of being between introvert and extrovert, would you say you're like more towards one, or maybe in the middle?
Um, if I gave introvert a 1, extrovert 10, probably be around like a 2 or 3.
Mhm.
I do enjoy like meeting out with people, especially on Discord. I'm very happy with talking to people on Discord, but I have a hard time reaching out to people in real life and being committed, I guess, overly committed to certain relationships. Um, so I kind of keep to myself mostly, and also I have like a limited social battery, so like one day is fine, but then if it gets past like 2 or 3, then it'll be like I'll be all quiet and like to myself. So I definitely need time to recharge by myself.
Mhm. Okay, so we're gonna dive back to your past. So give us like a whole overview of what you've been through in your life, starting from, let's say, the day you were born. What was life like when Hansukiee was born? And then I'll ask you specific questions along the way.
All right. I don't remember much about my childhood to be honest, but it was me and I grew up with a twin sister. Um, we are pretty much polar opposites, I'd say. She is definitely the more outgoing, energetic social butterfly, and I'm just like the quiet, not necessarily like okay, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm like just more mellow, I guess, while she's more of a high tension person. Um, I don't really remember much. I do remember elementary school was not the best time. Sorry, I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk about first, but
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
sorry. There's definitely a lot of things I wanted to pursue. Like, I wanted to start piano because I thought it looked really cool.
Mhm.
And I wanted to start cooking, doing sports, and I don't know. I guess I still don't 100% know, but what I'm thinking is that, like, me included, everyone was just scared for me to grow up, I guess. Like, taking on new responsibilities and, like, being committed to something. Because, like I said earlier, I'm, like, impulsive and very all over the place. So, I don't know. It's, like, a little hard for me to commit to something, but I did end up taking a few lessons, and yeah, there was definitely a struggle. I find myself distracted a lot playing the piano, or actually not playing the piano. Um, I was definitely very. I feel like if I knew earlier, um, I would have been able to treat myself better, know what to do. But I was very all over the place at school too. Like, I had a hard time like keeping up with homework because I'd get distracted, or yeah, I'd have a hard time making friends and like very early on because sorry,
No worries.
I couldn't. I don't know. I was just like all over the place. I don't know how to
Mm.
describe it, but yeah. And I also was minor bullying a little bit because of my race from both teachers and students.
Wow.
Yeah, about my eyes or the way I looked or my height. So definitely kind of formed a sort of inferior complex about myself. So I don't know. I guess I wasn't able to connect with people on like the same level
Mhm.
or make any like close relationships. But yeah. And then middle school is like pretty much the same. Uh it kind of got worse actually. I did end up making a few friends, but it's like that thing where you feel like you're the second option. You're always the second or third option. There's always like someone better than you that they'd rather hang out with, and I kind of saw myself as that person. And then school was also a little difficult. Sorry, difficult because I was always getting distracted and not keeping up with assignments, and I don't know. By then, everyone kind of saw me as like the problem child. Like I was not a good student. I wasn't practicing in any of my hobbies, so
Hmm.
I don't know that. I felt like people just gave up on me, and I kind of gradually came to a little acceptance with that. Um, until high school, even through high school. And then yeah, I transferred in ninth grade. I went to this. It was like this elite high school, science, math, technology. They were known to be very rigorous, and the teachers there, they like, cause they want to like weed out all the students they think can't handle it. So they kind of just gave up on me when I stopped doing my assignments. And I don't know, by then I feel like it was like definitely, I'd say, one of the lowest points in my life, because my teachers and my friends, because they like out me in front of the whole class, like, oh, you're that one kid that never does his homework, or doesn't study, or doesn't pay attention in class. Um, so yeah, my friends, and like I felt like I had no sense of respect from anyone, including from my parents and my sister, because they were all either scolding me or comparing me to my sister or friends who are doing like much better in like all the sports and hobbies in school and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not that I didn't enjoy doing those hobbies, but it became a thing where like I hated when people like showed that they had a low expectation of me, like, and like that kind of discourages me from doing homework or practicing, because like I start, like I'd pick up my book or I pick up my music, and then they'd be like, whoa, he's actually like studying for a change. Whoa, good job, you're actually studying, or you're actually practicing. And I don't know, to me that was like very infuriating, because
Hmm.
I'm just like trying to get better, and people are like, it's not a direct attack, but they're kind of just telling me that they didn't believe in me at all for me to do such a simple thing.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I don't know, made me feel desensitized in a way to compliments. I didn't know how I should take it, because it make me feel like a cognitive dissonance, maybe, if that's the way to put it. Um, I didn't see my own efforts as well as, or I couldn't see what others saw in me, or yeah, I just kind of just like, I felt like no one could understand me in a way, even though I like closed off to myself, but it still made me mad. Um, what else? What else? Oh yeah, so that definitely took a toll on my grades, and I transferred out to my home. I dropped out of that school. I transferred to my home high school, the one I was supposed to go to, and I'd say it got a little better. I did make a few more friends, but nothing deeper than a surface level, I'd say. Like, there'd be a few people I talked to in class, but that'd be it. And the peak of my high school career, I'd say, was definitely um my junior year, I guess. Um, I finally was like noticed or something. Um, I got the highest grade in my calc class, physics class, so everyone's like, "Wow, he's so smart!" Blah, blah, blah. And then people are like actually complimenting me for once, but I don't know, by that time kind of I felt that cognitive dissonance. Like I felt like I wasn't as smart as people were making me out to be, and I don't know, I just kind of put myself down cuz I wasn't used to it, I guess, and I kind of just at that point saw everyone as better than me. So I couldn't really understand or kind of let myself be myself in front of my friends in high school. So that was kind of a bummer, I guess. I kind of regret not making more friends because I don't really have much to talk about when reminiscing about high school. Never went to prom or homecoming. Um, and then I went to college. I went actually out of state to South Carolina. Um, and I felt like it was the same as it was better because I met new people and we were able to like hang out with each other and everything. But I don't know if it was a race issue, but I felt alienated in a way. I felt like that one token Asian friend. So I don't know. It just didn't seem any relationships I had didn't seem real. Um, and then I transferred back to my home, a university in my home state, and around there I started sorry, getting on more games like League and Valorant and started hanging out more on Discord. Met some friends, caught up with some old friends from high school on Discord, and that's when my kind of whole life on Discord started. I got invested in a few servers, and around that time, I started to meet new people. Um, if you know the only Chi, or yeah, I think
Mhm.
that's his name on Twitch. I met him and a few other friends, and I felt like there was that was the first time I felt like I had a true friend, I guess. Where I can share everything and we can always hang out and stuff. I never felt as respected as I did on Discord. That even from like my family. Um, or like even when I was doing stuff like volunteering or playing piano at church, people would respect me, but they'd see me as, oh, that guy who plays the piano at church, rather than a friend at church who happens to play the piano. So and then I felt like that friend, they're just like, hey, you go play the piano. Okay, I'm done with you. Bye. So I don't know. People started respecting me more, or I felt that way when I came onto Discord. And then that's when I really had a challenge with my sense of inferiority when I met up with one person. Um, don't want to drop any names because some people might know.
Mhm.
But I was basically taken advantage of. Um, he kind of took my understanding of him, like, cause I'm the type of person that likes to see the good in people. I like to um I don't know. And I guess that kind of sets me up to be walked over sometimes, people to take advantage of me. And that's kind of what happened. Um sorry.
You're fine.
I did tell him I did set my barriers, but it wasn't the clearest, but they were still there. Um and then some stuff happened. Probably might be one of the worst things you could think of that that happened to me from him. And I don't know, by then I kind of just fell into a slump. I That's when I kind of had to face my inferiority complex like the most. Like that's when I had to finally confront it cuz I realized that I was being too much of a pushover. I was letting people taking advantage of my kindness or just my understanding of them. And so I kind of distanced myself a little from my friends. And then that's when I kind of started Twitch. Cause I was like on games all day. So I was like, why not? So I started Twitch and it was initially just for me to save some clips of some funny moments or like just meet a few chatters here and there. And yeah, I one day I decided to raid someone and that was Dolph. Yeah, that was Dolph. I decided to raid and then I don't know, when I raided him, that's kind of when I started feeling like I wanted to become part of this Twitch community. He was very welcoming and it was very nice to be able to connect with someone that I don't know, you just rated. I felt like it kind of everything happened so fast. So like I rated Dolph and then I rated you and then I rated Linda and then like I don't know, I was able to make all these cool friends. And I felt like that's like everything that happened, I feel like it's the second time in my life where I felt respected and I had true friendships. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. You told me you had a cough. It's okay.
Mhm. And yeah, I kind of got I don't know where in life I got and like specifically, but I did get some professional help helping me sort through things, dealing with um my impulsiveness and yeah, it's not the perfect balance of work slash Twitch slash school that I have right now, but definitely doing a lot better than before. And yeah, that's where I am today.
Gotcha. Wow. Thank you for that overview. I definitely have a lot to ask about. Okay. So, just to be clear, you mentioned that, or it sounds like you were born and raised in the same place all your life. Is that Georgia?
Yes, Georgia,
Okay,
in like a suburb.
and then at one point you went to South Carolina for college, but came back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, can you describe what your relationship was like with your twin and your parents from back then versus now? You mentioned like how they had like expectations compared you to other people from time to time, but aside from that.
Um, I'd say that initially it was a little rocky, especially it was like different stages or it was rocky. Initially, it was my sister, like elementary school era, and then middle school, it was like rocky with my parents slash high school. Um, but with my sister, because she was a lot more of the outgoing one, um, it kind of felt like she was more in control of situations, especially because she is very good at talking, unlike me. So, she'd win all the arguments. She'd like talk her way out of everything. Make herself look good, make me look bad. She'd like roast me in front of my friends at school. And then one day I confronted her about it, and then we had a few big fights, but then we kind of just were able to understand each other's situation better. And then me with my parents were um it was kind of initially them not wanting me to grow up. Um they kind of in a way babied me, like they like do everything for me or talk in place of me. So it kind of made me feel a little incapable. And so like in middle school, it was kind of like a huge jump in life. Kind of left me to do a lot of things for myself. Um, and I guess I just couldn't adjust properly. And my parents, they kind of they didn't understand why I was having like a hard time in school when I was doing fine. Um, like the years before. And then it kind of became that typical child through puberty relationship with their parents where I started to distance myself more and kind of make them wonder even more why I was acting that way. Yeah, and then in high school, I guess, yeah, in ninth grade, that's when I, similar to my sister, I kind of just like blurted everything out at once, and that's when I started to receive some therapy, and they kind of understood where I was coming from. They like initially they thought I was just like lazy, but they kind of understood that it was just more of my lack of motivation. Um, and then from there, it slowly improved, but yeah, I'm still at even right now, I'm still uncomfortable with sharing certain things because I'm afraid of kind of the way they'll think about me basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, it's been pretty good. I improved all of my relationships with my family and we talk to each other more now. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Are you still like living with them and in contact with them every day? Your family?
Um when I'm not at school, my school apartment, I'm at yeah, I live with my parents
Mm-hmm.
and so does my sister. Me and my sister, we still talk to each other. It's kind of just like we're not close, but we're not distant. Like we're on good terms. We talk to each other, give each other food. Um, she invites me to do some performances sometimes or stop by some events, and we also work together at our part-time job. So
Okay.
yeah.
So how did your parents handle discipline?
Um, they were kind of at the they definitely try they were very result oriented, I would say. They would try to find someone to blame, to put it in a simpler way. Like, for example, if I was not doing my homework, they would sorry, blame it on my laziness, or if there was like a fight between me or my sister, they would blame it on just like regular sibling fights, or kind of just dismiss it when there was obviously some underlying tension. But yeah, when they like find that one person, they'd be sure to scold us, screaming sometimes. But when I opened up to them, and they became more understanding. They kind of just became more of a freedoms kind of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of just let us do whatever we want as long as we didn't like do anything bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So punishments were definitely harsher in like earlier stages, but it got better.
How would you describe the diversity of where you live and like just the background itself? So talking about the city itself and the people. It sounds like you're like a minority based on what you've told me so far.
Um, I was a minority in elementary school.
Hmm.
Where I live, there is not many people my race, or it'd be like a few, but in middle school and high school, a lot of like Koreans flocked into where I live, so I kind of just found myself hanging out or just talking to a bunch of like the Asian bubble people,
Yeah.
and I guess I don't know if it's because of the bullying from elementary school, or I don't know. It's kind of that thing where I guess I could relate to people in my race more, so I kind of found myself hanging out with them more,
Mhm.
like throughout high school and even now.
How about the city itself though? How would you describe people then? Not specifically like how there's a lot more Asians.
Um, I don't know, to be honest, I didn't really go out much. I was
Uh-huh.
a very stay-at-home person, just minding my own business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
And like keeping to my little Korean bubble at church or at school. So I didn't really get to experience much outside of that.
Was church a huge part of your life?
Um, yes. Um, it kind of gave me somewhere to feel better when I was down, feeling down in high school, middle school, and it kind of, although not the best purpose, but it gave me a little purpose to kind of continue on in life, like playing the piano for my church
Mm-hmm.
and volunteering and meeting new people. I guess it helped me grow out of the slump I had in ninth grade.
Yeah.
So even though I don't go anymore, I still consider it very important
Mhm.
to my life.
Okay. So we're gonna talk more specifically about school. You've definitely already touched on the subject of academics, how you kind of like struggled, and then maybe you said you were really good at like physics and calc at one point. How would you describe your academic performance overall, including throughout college so far?
Um, So elementary school was like A's more or less. If it was a B, my parents would like label it off as a mistake. Um, and then middle school, um, by then my parents were kind of just expecting all A's, and I was making like one or two B's sometimes, and then like it was kind of that thing where they knew I could do more, but I was just not doing the assignments, or I like miss my homework stuff. So, and then in high school, in ninth grade especially, I failed a few classes, and that's when like everyone gave up on me.
Mhm.
Um, but then after that little slump, 11th grade especially, and 12th grade, I ended up making all A's again. So, um, and then in college, I kind of, because in high school I cared too much about my grades because I was like, I already like bombed my first year, so I tried my best to make it up like at least a little bit. So in college, I kind of just stopped caring too much. Like as long as I was getting a B at least, then I'd be fine. So I I'm like a AB student in college.
Nice. That's good, that's good. Okay, were you involved in like any specific sports or clubs and activities?
Um, the one I would say I was most involved with throughout like elementary to high school is orchestra. I really liked orchestra actually. I took like private lessons, and I met a lot of friends in orchestra. Um, yeah, I did lack a practice discipline, but I felt like it was something that I could potentially do later, like as a full-time career maybe.
Orchestra, okay. Do you have like a favorite memory from that?
Um, I wouldn't say a specific memory, but just like every time me and my friends would like hold little gigs or concerts, it was always very fun. Or just like me messing around in the practice room with my friends is always fun. So
Mm-hmm. Multiple occasions then. Gotcha.
yeah.
Wait, so what did you play specifically in the orchestra?
I played the violin. Yeah.
Not just the piano, the violin. Okay.
I was that kid.
Uh-huh. But that's more of like a activity. And you mentioned that you wanted to try sports. Did you get into any?
I ended up so I did like a little soccer and like taekwondo and tennis.
Well,
Soccer and taekwondo stopped around like sixth grade. Because my allergies. I was not, I don't know. I'm not very athletic person and I'm kind of physically weak, so I get sick easily or
Mhm.
I couldn't move as fast as other people, so and that's kind of the reason why I quit tennis because I was always like me and like my parents and my friends we were always like comparing each other and I was always the slowest or the weakest, so I kind of just gave up on sports in ninth grade, and then ever since then I haven't really done any much exercise to be honest.
Mhm. So, what would you say your high school stereotype um, was? Like, what were you
My high
known as or
school.
known for?
So like my high school, like the stereotype of my high school or about me in
You, like in
me?
other people's eyes, yeah.
Oh, mm, it definitely changed from like 9 10th to 11 12. 9 10th, I was the quiet kid, I'd say. I
Mhm.
was always sitting alone at lunch, or I guess I'm the quiet kid that plays a violin because I was the concert master, um, at the at the school, the high achieving school.
Yeah.
That's kind of how people knew me, the kid who played the violin, who sits alone in class. But then in 11, 12, um, I don't know. It was like there's this thing going on with the physics class there that like only one person makes an A um each semester, and I happen to be that one person, so it kind of gave me some bragging rights. Um, and I also scored highest in my class for my AP calculus too, so
Mhm.
I became known as that calcun, the smart
Jeez,
calcun
yeah.
physics person, who also played the violin because I was always like carrying my instrument with me everywhere I went.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I was very like attached to it. So I was the smart kid who played the violin, I guess.
So when you were in school, like since you have a twin sister, were you guys both like enrolled in the same school, including the elite high school?
So we were actually in the same school until that point. Cause she is more of like a writing English humanities kind of person. So she kind of went to our or like the school we were supposed to go to, and I went to the math and science school. And then yeah, we ended
Mhm.
up going to the same school 10th through graduation. And even now we're in the same college, so but I'd say that our lives are completely different because I don't know, we never had like the same home rooms, or if we happened to be in the same class, we'd be surrounded by different people, so we're at like opposite sides of the room. Or in high school, especially, we'd be taking different classes because I'm more math science oriented and music, and she took more of the social studies and
Mhm.
English APs. So people
Gotcha.
sometimes didn't know we were siblings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spoke about like this is a touchy subject, bullying, right? Not only were you bullied by students, but you said also by from teachers. Uh,
Yes.
what can you tell us about your experience that you've encountered from bullying, and how did you just get through all that?
Um, as like when I was bullied, it was mainly in I say like kindergarten through third grade. Um, it kind of, cause like at that time, you're not really thinking about much. Like whatever happens, happens. Like you don't really understand the deeper meanings behind everything, but it does get to you when people keep commenting about your eyes or how short you are, and that kind of, I don't know. So like even when you're a child, you
Mm-hmm.
can still get pretty hurt by it, and it kind of just goes with you. It kind of sticks to you as you go through life. So it kind of made me feel a little uncertain, or I don't know how to put it. I didn't have a good trusting. I didn't trust my teachers that much or my peers. Always felt like there was a little judging eye. So yeah,
So you basically just kept to yourself and just moved on from that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just like, cause I didn't really think about it much. Like I kind of thought about it more when I got older, like high school. Like wow, that was actually fucked up. But at that time, I just like kind of, cause like you don't really know it's wrong, cause it's more of like a passive aggressive kind of thing. So like you can't really like directly tell someone that it's wrong. So I kind of just kept it to myself.
Mm-hmm. Aside from bullying, have you ever found yourself in any fights or physical altercations?
Um, so only in elementary school, cause I wasn't making friends, and at that time, I was feeling a little lonely. So I wanted to like find a way to stand out. So I like pick fights with people, or like I'd be like, "Oh, I beat this kid up," and they'd be like, "Wow," even for like if it was for like a few days. But and I also um I had a friend, a childhood friend. We often get into a lot of fights, but it was kind of that inferior feeling because he was a lot stronger and taller than me, so
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was being pushed around sometimes.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that kind of led to a lot of conflicts between us, but we're cool now.
So it sounds like you were just shorter back then, but when did you hit your growth spurt? Because you're tall.
um until when I was like I was actually a very late bloomer. I hear people dropping their voices in like fifth grade. I'm like, oh my God. Like I didn't drop mine until 10th. Um, and then I grew from like between like ninth and the end of 10th grade. I went from like 5'2" ish to around like 5'8", 9 ish. Yeah, that's when I
Jeez.
like that's when, yeah, I went through puberty. Or I like I hit my growth spurt, and I don't know, with that came like more of a respect, I guess. I guess that was like also part of my little inferiority complex that I was a late bloomer, but yeah.
And now you're like almost 6 feet tall.
Not quite, almost.
Uh-huh. Okay, so other than fights, have you ever sustained a severe injury in your life?
Um, I don't think so. When I was like 5 or 6, I had a weird habit of rubbing my eyes and it got infected. But that's
Mhm.
like the oh wait, no. I did get a big injury. When I around that time I also fell off a TV stand while climbing it, and I bit through my chin, and I had to get
Oh.
stitches.
Hmm.
And I guess that's like going back to what I said earlier. They saw me as this reckless child
Yeah.
that need to be protected. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. More on the specific topic of like you feeling like you were so distracted and impulsive.
Mm.
Where do you feel like that actually stemmed from? Like, why do you feel like you were just so impulsive as a child? And I know it garnered a lot of negative attention, and it seems like you also had low self-esteem issues,
Mhm.
which is why you seeked for professional help eventually. But like, when it started, like, what are your thoughts about that?
Um, a huge part of it is probably my ADD. I seek professional help, and
Mm-hmm.
they kind of diagnosed it. And I don't know, my parents and like my relatives, they kind of compliment really easily. They kind of always compare us with each other, so I was like always looking for something to do to impress them.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, I I was I think I was someone that wanted to be constantly stimulated in some way. So like whether so that's why I was like climbing everywhere or
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, all over the place.
I see. And then at some point you felt like people like had set expectations on you and kind of gave up on you.
Yeah, so they kind of formed this image, and I felt like they saw me as someone who couldn't improve because they saw me as this child who's reckless all over the place or unmotivated. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of just stuck with me. Um, yeah.
Gotcha. So when you were talking about the story of the unnamed person who took advantage of you, were you
Hmm.
talking about like during high school or was that more recent?
It happened last year. Um, last summer, I think. Yeah. So it's
Last, like
fairly
a
recent.
IRL friend, or do you mean
Yeah,
online?
IRL friend. Or it was a mutual friend of someone I went to high school with, and then we got a little closer on Discord, so IRL-ish friend. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And this is someone that other people may know. That's what you meant.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Was it after that when you started getting professional help, or did that come in from before?
Um, the professional help mainly was like in high school.
Hmm.
Um, but like and from that situation, I kinda kept to myself a little bit, cause he was very close to a lot of the friends on Discord, so
Hmm.
I felt like I was I was that new kid breaking relationships. Um, so initially I kept to myself, but then um one day I couldn't take it because I was like, I don't know, I was just very frustrated with myself, so I did a little venting on Snapchat, and I reached out to a few people, or a few people reached out to me, and I kind of just like spilled a little here and there, and it kind of just solved itself um through that. Like he was, we don't really talk to him anymore, and they kind of just better or had a better understanding of where I came from. So in a way, I guess it helped my relationship or me getting closer to the Discord friends I still talk to today. But
Yeah. I feel like because this was one of the like low points of your life, this might be revisited in a later conversation.
mm,
So I'll just let you know ahead of time.
mm,
Um, Out of curiosity, so when you decided to like after graduating from high school, how did you decide to get into like business economics and why South Carolina before going back?
so um after high school, I was still at that phase where I was still making I didn't really have any relationships with people that were like deeper than surface level. So I
Mhm.
wanted to kind of have a new life um in another state. And then business economics is actually not one of my passions. I actually if you asked me what I was going to do in high school, that I would have never said business economics.
Mhm.
But it kind of became this thing where I was very unsure of what I wanted to do. Um, because there's like just so many things going around me that I kind of just didn't really focus on what I wanted to do in the future. And then like freshman year passed and then sophomore year passed and like by then I have to choose because I can't waste any more time. Like I'm already done doing all my general credits and like by now I have to decide like which major I have to do. So I kind of just hastily chose business economics because I did well in the econ class.
Mhm.
And I felt like that was a generally safe route. So yeah, that's why I'm doing business econ now.
Yeah. Were your like family did they have a say in you going to South Carolina for school?
They actually, I think they're the ones that told me about it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
in senior year we're like visiting all these other colleges. And the one in South Carolina was pretty nice, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of opportunities they gave, and the campus life was great. So they wanted me to go there instead of like the in-state school that I was planning on applying to.
Mhm.
And I agreed with them. I thought it was also better, and I wanted to start a new life. But I'd say that they don't really know much about my personal life. They kind of just like whatever I chose, as long as they were fine with it, they just let it happen. So,
Mhm.
and they're fine with the South Carolina, so they just let me go.
Okay. From here on, let's talk about your work experiences. So you could talk about the first job you've ever had, what you went through, and if there's more, just talk about that briefly.
Okay, so I picked up my first job at a poke restaurant. My first official job. Um, I was like very clumsy. Um, I kind of just didn't have a basic understanding of the workplace, I guess. But I don't know. I had a few of my Discord friends worked there, so they definitely helped me through it. And I don't know. I worked there for like 6 months, so I was able to improve. Um, they kind of like at first it was like I remember there's this one specific shift where we were opening and I was just like panicking. It was like my third day there and I had like nothing done by opening shift. But
Yeah.
and then like from there, everyone like they kind of just saw me as like a bad worker. But then like they'd be surprised when I like actually work decently or yeah, they kind of just saw my improvement. It wasn't a bad thing. Like they um and they just saw how I improved and I became a better worker.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then I did my second job at my dad's workplace doing some file scanning and stuff. And I don't know, over there it was kind of just like very tedious and like I didn't really have anyone to talk to because they're all like my dad's age and nothing in common. So that kind of just like went by like a blur.
Oh,
And then the job I'm working right now, sorry, the cough.
no, no worries.
The job I'm working right now is also a poke place, but it's or a poke, but I work at a bubble tea cafe, and I say that everyone's very friendly. Like my sister works there too. But I don't know. There's not much to say. It's just like something I did for money, and like I have a few people to talk to there, so it's pretty nice.
Hmm. Any interesting or crazy customer interactions or stories?
Um, so I try to forget most of my bad customer experience, but I remember on my second day working, um, there's this customer who came in and he like ordered a bowl. Like he was like kind of rude from the beginning, but he ordered a bowl and we were just making for him and like he didn't say anything. And then like by the very end, I was at the register and then like we finished like everything and then like I gave him the bag of food. He's like, I just want to let you know that y'all did a terrible job. And I was just like so confused. And then he's like, y'all, this portion is so small and you charge so much. And then so like I was
Mm.
obviously frozen and another coworker is like her first day, so she was also taken aback. Um so another worker had to like um kind of said like, "Oh, do you want to like bring a complaint to management or something?" And then this guy goes like, "No, I just want to tell you guys they're doing a bad job," and then he just leaves.
Hmm.
I don't know. I shouldn't have like beat myself over it, but I was like, "Oh my God, what if I'm doing a bad job? Like really, like what if I'm
Yeah.
really doing a bad job?" And then, but I kept working. I just realized he was a dipshit, so I go past that.
What a turnaround. All right.
Yeah.
So, how much patience would you say you have, like, when it comes to people like that that would
So
give you
I'm
a
the
hard time?
yeah. It depends on how close I am in relationship, but overall, I'd say I'm a very patient person. If it's a stranger like um, that customer, I'd say I'd be very, I'd act like I'd have that like customer service like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to do to improve this? But then after he's gone, I like talk shit behind his back. But if it was someone who I'm closer with, um, I have, I'd say I have a lot, maybe too much patience. I have a lot of patience. I, I just like see the good in people. Um, if they fuck up, that's just like, as long as it's not too big
Mhm.
of a fuck up, then it's like something that we could just work around or get past.
Yeah.
So I'm a very patient person,
Okay.
or with people, yeah.
All right. Do you need a break before we move on?
Um,
Or
maybe
a
a little water,
refill?
but
Yeah, yeah. No problem. Other than that, you're good?
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to social life aspects.
Mhm.
Um, so what experience do you have in regards to like partying and maybe like raves or stuff like that, social events?
Mm. So I actually in high school, I never actually went to a party. Like the most party thing I went to was like my church events.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's like everyone's just I don't know. There's not much to it. It's just everyone like having fun. Or sometimes I'd be the one on the piano, so um I'd just be it's like just going through the motions, I guess. But in college that's when I started hanging out with my friends more. I never went to any big parties, just like little gatherings with my friends at karaoke's or drinking Capri Sun at my friend's house, and um that guy was there, so that kind of
Hmm.
I don't know. I got a little, not gonna lie, a little trauma for Capri Sun. I don't think I can drink it comfortably in front of people
Hmm.
or yeah anymore. But I can like drink it fine when I'm at home. But when I'm with other people, it's like my stomach starts acting up and like yeah, I just start feeling sick and like I like feel out of it,
Hmm.
like not too far in. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Seems pretty chill for the most part, like the type of events and parties you've been to.
Hmm.
All right, with that being said, talk about your first experience drinking Capri Sun.
um, my first. Okay, so I did drink a little bit from here, like here and there, but like never enough to get woozed
Mm-hmm.
until I was on a Discord call with my friends on a birthday and someone's birthday, and then I was like, you know what, why not? So it I drank like 2 bottles of Capri Sun, and
Huh.
um I didn't get too woozed. It was like pretty fair though. But we are just like playing games with each other, so it was kind of just like a fun night to remember. Um, and then the second time, and then the third time was with my friends and the guy, so that's when it went downhill. And now, I don't know, it's still hard for me to. That's why it's hard for me to drink in front of them, but yeah, I don't really drink too often. Maybe like sometimes on Discord with friends, but not too often.
So, what was the first Capri Sun that you tried?
Um, oh, the one in the green bottle.
Ah, of course.
The Korean one in the green
Korean Capri Sun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bottle. Yeah.
Is that also your favorite?
I like the fruit ones.
Yeah. What's your least favorite Capri Sun that
Um,
you've tried?
the the fizzy 5% sugar one.
Ah. Got it.
That people drink in Germany.
Mm, nice. And I know you mentioned that you could get woozy and stuff, but what type of person would you be when you drink a lot of Capri Sun in general?
Um,
Sleepy.
Actually, I'm not consistent.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so a few times I'd be very blabbery.
Mm-hmm.
I like lose a filter in my head. I'd actually be very outgoing sometimes. Like sometimes when I was at karaoke, we'd like hop into other people's rooms and like sing along, drink along with them. Um, but sometimes I'd be like, I don't know, I get emotional.
Uh-huh.
I'd be super quiet and then I'd be like super tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like usually when I'm with friends that I trust, I don't know, I just keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just like say whatever's in my head.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about some of your interests. If you're big on the following movies, shows, anime, let's get a top 5 for each category.
Um, so I don't know about I don't know. I'm not huge on movies or TV shows. So I don't know if I always have trouble answering those, like at least for movies and TV shows, because I don't really go to much like I feel like every movie I go to is like, wow, it's so great, and then like I don't really care about it much. But for anime, I definitely grew up with Pokemon, if that counts. So that has to
Yes,
be number
sure.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying to think of I don't know. I think when I grade or when I rank the anime, I kind of base it on the nostalgia. So probably like Naruto, number two,
Mm-hmm.
Fairy Tail. I don't remember Your Lie in April.
Oh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I don't remember.
That's 4. That's good.
That's more. I did like Hunter recently, so I
Yeah.
can. I guess that could be my five.
Nice. What did you like about Your Lie in April? Out of
Um,
curiosity.
um, there were. I don't know. I felt like it was a very good story for
Mm-hmm.
me. I felt like I could personally relate to it a little bit because I've been there in a few piano competitions. Um, so I could, I don't know. It's a sense of I could put myself in their boots a
Mm-hmm.
little, and
Gotcha.
yeah.
For Pokemon, so
Mhm.
why do you hate Oshawott?
Hate?
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Top 5 Pokemon.
Top five, like the characters?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Top 5 Pokemon. Let's leave Oshawott out of this
Fuck.
because that's obvious.
um, oh my god, I always have trouble. It always changes, but I like Azumarill, or I
Ooh.
like Meryl actually.
Okay.
Meryl, and I used to like Garchomp a lot,
Hmm.
because he looked badass. Clefairy, I like Clefairy recently. Totodile,
Mm-hmm.
and mm, oh my god, I'm like I can't choose.
You're blanking out.
Probably uh Psyduck.
Okay. Nice. I don't know. It was just funny in my head when you like, cause I know you like Oshawott, right? And then you said Meryl, and I'm just like, I feel like Ian likes little blue things. I swear.
Blue is my favorite color.
And then told it out, added to that. Yeah, yeah, got it for sure. All right. So talking about the piano,
Mhm.
um, personally, how skilled would you say you are? Like, what type of music are you really good at playing? Because I know people who are just like they go crazy with classical music.
Um, I've definitely I quit piano. Like I took lessons from like second to sixth grade, and I was at that time I was like super into classical stuff. Um,
Mm,
and I picked it up back in 10th grade, and then that was like sort of the whatever I wanted to play, like anime or Pokemon. But um, for skill, I say I was intermediate advanced-ish when I was like when I first stopped. I ended playing a few Chopin pieces, like
mm-hmm.
some etudes, or
Wow.
I was trying to learn his ballad before I quit. And then I guess like from 10th grade to now when I picked it up again, I'd say technically I am worse, but like the the style I play is much different now. I just play just anything that I enjoy listening to,
Mm-hmm.
like Korean music or anime, Pokemon music. So
Yeah.
I, I just like go for like a chill kind of playing.
Okay. What inspired you to go from playing songs to like creating your own music?
Um, so when I picked up piano again in 10th, sorry, 10th grade, um, so for church, they like give you the chords, like here are the chords you play, now play it on the piano. So it kind of forces you to make up something on the spot. And that's where I kind of found the freedom to like express what I want
Mm-hmm.
from certain songs. So from there, I started to make my own covers of certain songs from anime or Pokemon. Um, and then I, but I never like recorded anything or until actually fairly recently. Like I did it, I actually was, I actually hated singing. I hated my own voice.
Mm-hmm.
Up until college, because I was the late bloomer. Back to the late bloomer. My voice didn't drop, so I was very insecure about that. But when college started, like, I don't know, I just find myself singing to myself when I'm bored. And like, yeah, I kind of just picked it up as a hobby because, like, why not? And then, um, when that incident happened, I
Mm-hmm.
actually started working on the first song that, um, I, yeah, my first song, because it became a little outlet, I guess, of what
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling. So it kind of just like comforted me. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. So I I don't know, it's definitely a lot of effort. So it's definitely not a consistent effort. There'd be like just a few moments I'd work like 4 hours at a time working on it. But
Mm-hmm.
then like other days I like forget about it completely.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So with that song, what's the title and the meaning behind it?
Um, okay, I actually didn't make a title.
Okay.
I just call it my first song, but I tried to talk about it on my last stream, and there's like I don't know, it's like a layer, um,
Meaning?
like yeah, I just don't know where to like tackle it from, but
Hmm.
let's see, um, it kind of just like talks about my feeling of keeping to myself, um, and like people's expectations of me. So like I'm trying to like not restate the lyrics because that defeats the purpose, but um it's like you're telling I would like tell people that I'm okay, but really um it's hard balancing like who you are like as a person or who you know yourself as versus the person you try to be in front of other people. And it's like I just want to try to look like I'm okay, look like I'm going through like everyone else.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's like the basic gist of it, I'd say.
Yeah. So it's like a really personal self-reflection with a lot of
Mhm.
your thoughts and emotions.
Yeah. Mhm.
So is this gonna be on Spotify or anything?
I don't know. I actually don't really have any plans of recording it, but like official one. I just kind of keep it as just like something I can mess around with, or just like something that's like a diary kind of,
Hmm.
just something you have with you and you can look back on.
Okay. And lastly, when it comes to the piano, how did you decide to transition from playing the piano to playing on an actual like keyboard piano?
So when I first quit, like I was basically forced to, I don't know, I just like stopped playing completely. Um, and then like, um, 10th grade, I did play like some piano. I did play like some covers and stuff, but it wasn't consistent. There'd be phases where I'd like be like on it for like 2 hours, and then like some periods where I don't touch it for weeks or months.
Hmm.
So when I moved away to college, they actually sold it because they thought I wouldn't play on it anymore. And then like I started to miss it, so I was like I asked for them for a keyboard, so they got me a keyboard, and now I just play on it when I like whenever I want. So
Was the transition easy?
um yes and no. Like it has all the notes I need, but
Hmm.
it's definitely doesn't feel the same like in terms of like pressing the keys or yeah. So when I try to play a few like classical music is a little hard because it's like it's relatively cheap like the keyboard I have. So but I adjusted to it. So it's like for the music I'm playing, like that chill kind of stuff I'm playing, like it's more than enough.
Hmm. Okay, that's the piano talk. So as of now, what are your goals and aspirations in life?
Mm. As of right now, I don't have any. I don't have a good answer to that. I don't have any long-term goals. I still don't know really what I want to do.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I just kind of want to get through life, like graduate, find a job. Just like, I don't really have any specific dreams or aspirations, but like short term or like just something to do during college. I guess I want to meet up with all my friends. Everyone
Mhm.
living on the West Coast. I wanna, yeah, because I made, especially during the pandemic, I've made a lot of friends on the West Coast, and I think now the majority of my friends live on the other side of the country.
Mhm.
So I feel a little bummed that I can't meet them in person, but trying to do that, and I'm trying to see if I can work on more music for stream. Yeah, and meet new people on Twitch.
Nice. How much traveling have you done in your life so far?
Mm, not much. I never went out of the country. I actually didn't ride the plane until I was like 10th grade. Well, I say 10th grade a lot, huh? Um, because my cousins moved to Louisiana, so on a first trip there, we went by plane. Um, and then we went to Texas from Louisiana, but I say that's the furthest I've traveled. No, I never went to the West Coast, but I'm definitely planning on doing so in the future.
So a few states around your area. South Carolina,
Hmm.
Louisiana, Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from wanting to go to the West Coast, where would you also like to travel to?
Um, Definitely once to Korea because my parents say I'd match really well with Korea because it's like the food I eat or just like the way I compose myself, I guess. Um, or like, because I'm the oldest son in the family, so they think
Mhm.
my grandparents would really like me. So I really want to meet my family over in Korea and have some Korean food over there.
Alrighty. Oh, by the way, Dolph just raided, and we have some friends here acknowledging your beauty, you
Hey,
know?
no, I can't.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. Much appreciated. Oof, this is impeccable timing. Alright. Do you need a break before we move on?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna get some honey to calm
Yeah,
down my cough.
yeah, go for it, go for it.
Yeah, it'll be like 2 minutes
Yeah, no
max.
worries.
Yeah.
All good.
BRB.
What's up, guys? Hey, everybody. Welcome in. So, I'm currently hosting a podcast. This is episode 59. There's also a podcast command, but short gist is basically I host these podcasts to get to know my friends on Twitch on a more personal level. So it's like more of an intimate conversation where they express themselves and talk about what they've gone through in life. So this is all about Hansukiee in this case, about Ian's life experiences. It could be all over the place: childhood, school, work, even Twitch experiences, relationships, passions, hobbies. Yeah. So I use this platform to give an outlet for my friends to just talk about themselves. Thank you for the bit, Angel. Uh, I'm so sorry if I butcher your name, Namuya Sol. Oh shoot, I don't even know how to say it. Thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Rach? Namu? Okay, okay. How do you decide podcast guests? Oh, I just ask my friends. Like it's random. But if you're interested or if anyone is, I'll definitely consider it because in the end I want to interview all my friends. Namu, thank you for the follow, and thank you to Dolph for the raid. Huge. Dolph has raided me like 100 times. This beautiful man. Can you ask Ian to change his lights to violet or purple tone?
Purple.
I know your favorite color is blue, Ian, but you know, sacrifices need to be made. All right,
Yes.
you ready?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So I already know the answer to a certain degree, but what do you have to say about talking about relationships and heartbreak? Any experiences or love interests from the past, or even now?
So I actually have never been in an official relationship. Whenever I had a crush in like middle school, high school, I just kind of, with like my sense of inferiority, I kind of just like gave up. Like, oh, I like them, but they're not gonna like me, so I just kind of moved on. Um, so the first time that I found out someone liked me was in 10th grade, but I was very, I didn't know how to act because I was like, someone likes me? What? So I don't know. It ended very awkwardly. I kind of just like stopped talking to him, even though we're friends. Um, and then my relationship, or the second time something happened was me and that guy who did me wrong.
Oh,
Um, I found out he liked me, but I did not like him back, so I told him. Um, and it was not a good time. He, I, there's so many red flags I should have looked past. I felt like he saw me as this object, like this little baby Korean boy that he needs to protect and that he should possess for himself. Um, which was off-putting definitely, but I try to see past that. And just like I let more and more stuff happen to me until that point where that happened, and then yeah, that kind of ended my lovey-dovey, whatever. I never really had a moment past that, so
mhm. Okay. So since this event that took place last year with this person was such a huge part of your life,
yeah.
at least you've learned a lot from it.
Hmm.
Um, let's talk about it to the extent that you're comfortable with. So you like no name dropping, but how did you like actually meet this in person individual, and how did that like relationship develop to the point where you started seeing red flags that you ignored, and then up until the end? What could you tell us?
So I'm actually a very open book. Like I'm comfortable telling. I'm just like the only thing I'm worried about is if it'll be too inappropriate for Twitch, but yeah, so
Go for it.
it began when I met him in real life for the first time. So before that, it was that kind of jokey, flirty thing that I always do with a lot of my friends. But I didn't know it was actually real for him, but Like it's not that I'd like let him on. It was kind of just like I didn't know that he actually meant what he was saying. But
So it's like someone you've known on Discord for quite some time, and then you finally met up, and you
yeah.
guys always had that flirty relationship.
Um yes. So it was like he was a friend that I'd occasionally play with, but like right before the meetup, we like talk to each other on Discord just so we like get to know each other before meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, we kind of had that flirty little friendly flirty relationship. Um, and then okay, I always say this, but I'm gonna look super dumb. On the first night, we got woosed. We got woosed off Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I couldn't go home. I actually like was throwing up at that point. So I had to go to my friend's house and crash over there. And then, okay, I don't know how in detail I can describe this, but he he reached. That's all I can say, I guess. Where somewhere he wasn't supposed to reach, and I was like, oh, he's drunk, so I'll look past it. I don't know why I looked past that because I don't know. I should have cut off things there, but at that time, I was like, it was just like drunk behavior. Like, I'll just pretend like it didn't happen. And then from there, he confessed that he liked me, and I told him, okay, so actually, I was feeling sort of conflicted. I knew I didn't like him,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of didn't want to lose him because he, I don't know. It was like one of those first time I felt like respected and valued as a person. So I didn't really want to lose that. So I kind of just wanted to continue the friendship and like forget everything that he did. So I I did tell him I didn't like him, but we continued to be friends. And then like he'd send me weird messages like what would you like would your parents be okay with us dating, or like creepier messages that I kind of removed from my memory, but because they're cringe. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It kind of just like made me feel like I was some sort of possession. Like, oh, like I need to protect you. Like you're so precious. You're a precious little Korean boy. Like I just kind of got that feeling, but I looked past it because I guess I still felt valued as a person. And then things yeah, so we met up the second time, and it was on my birthday actually, which is very unfortunate, but I
Mm-hmm.
went to his house with like a bunch of other friends, of course. So and they had no idea about the situation because it was just between me and him. So I actually had like trauma from the first time, so I didn't get too woozed, but I felt sick very early on. My stomach started like hurting, so I was like, I'm gonna like take a rest. And then, they're like, drink more, and I was like, I faked it. I faked I was like really drunk, so
Mm-hmm.
I crashed in the bedroom too early, and then that guy got actually super drunk. Oh shit, I said it. Fuck. Anyways, we got super woosed. He got super woosed. And,
Okay.
and then that's the second time, and that's the last that was like my last straw moment. Where he did the same thing except even further.
Mm-hmm.
From the first night, and um, you know, it sorry if I triggered some people because it's definitely not a light topic, but
Yep.
that happened, and um Yeah, by then I was like, okay, this isn't like it shouldn't have gone to this point. So at that point I completely cut him off. I told him like that night was not okay, and I don't think I could talk to you. So we ended things there or temporarily because um he later on he asked um to like renew the relationship, and stupid me said, "Oh, yeah, it's okay." 'Cause I don't know why, but I guess it was like I still didn't tell anyone, so I was like, "You know what? For the sake of," because he was like a very big mutual friend, or he was very close to a lot of my other friends, so I didn't want to like break anything. So I kind of just kept it to myself, like, okay, let's just continue. And then, yeah, I made that little venting story, and then I reached out to a few people, told them what was happening, and then I broke it off from there, but not before that. We had one last conversation, where I guess I developed as a person. He tried to blame me. He said he was like, there's like so many things he tried to blame me. I was like, you just like stopped talking to me. Like you fucked up this friendship because all of a sudden you're not comfortable. Blah 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 blah. You should have told me that you're comfortable, or um you shouldn't, because in that moment I didn't say no because I'm the type of person that freezes up, I guess. There's just so much going through my head, or like, how do I get out of this? Where do I go? And like, I just like froze up because I was overwhelmed. So he said, why didn't you say no? Or like, why'd you lead me on? Or I don't know, just like pathetic excuses. And um, I definitely was able to explain everything. I'm happy the way I handled it. But I was like, I don't know. I probably like, even though I was happy with it, like it was probably best for me to just let it go. But I don't know. I just saw that one little good thing in him, maybe that would understand what I was going through and like apologize to me so I'd get like proper closure. But he did not apologize. He just said how I fucked up, and like he basically didn't change. So I was like, yeah, this guy is never gonna change. So I kind of just like ended it there. And yeah, that's like the ending.
Okay, so that was the full story. And same person that you mentioned who took advantage of you. In what other ways would you say he took advantage of you? Like, not like in meetups. Are you talking about like within the friendship group? Did you do other things?
Um, so he would take advantage of the situation that no one knew he liked me. So
Okay.
he would make very suggestive comments, or just like, so when I was woozed on the first night before we even went to his house, like we did like some friendly kissing on the cheek, and I was like, I couldn't even see straight, so I was just like, he's like, do this. I was like, okay, so I went for it, and then he
Mhm.
turned around and it ended up on the lips, and I didn't even, I honestly don't even remember that moment because I was that woosed. But and then someone took a picture, and then that kind of circulated in our group chat, and like we know it's for like all funsies, but it was like I was like infuriated. I was so mad at it. And he was like making jokes out of it too.
Mhm.
And then like, yeah, it was basically just him like making jokes, flirty jokes, when I knew what was going on and he knew what was going on, but no one else knew. So they all thought it was just like friendly flirting when I knew it was like something deeper.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, so with that being said, I know it's not like a typical relationship, but that happened between you and this individual.
Mm.
Um, would you say you have like a type when it comes to potential relationships?
Um,
What do you look for?
I'd say I definitely want someone reliable, mentally reliable. Um, because even now I feel like I'm a little incapable, I guess. So I feel like having someone take the initiative and helping me for me could definitely be helpful. And I'm very attracted to people who are very good at something.
Mhm.
It kind of goes with like the reliable thing. It kind of just like, wow, you're so cool. um, I don't know. I honestly don't really know much about my ideal type, but
Mhm.
I'd say if someone does like me, then it definitely weakens my defenses a little. But it's not like a game. It's not like a complete game changer, but just like
Mhm.
a little crack. Yeah.
And so, with this past experience with the individual, what other red flags have you seen? And leading up to my next question, I'm wondering what have you learned from this? Like what advice would you give to others?
Um. So like red flags about him, right?
Doesn't have to be just him, but from what you've ever seen or
Oh, okay.
yeah, witnessed.
Um. If you start over, I don't know how to word this, but just like over adjusting yourself for the other person, that you kind of lose your normal sense of how you interact with like other people.
Hmm.
I feel like that's definitely a red flag. If you can't be yourself around them, or if you feel like with the other person you can't tell them the problem, or you feel like you can't confront them about it, or something will happen. It's definitely a red flag. Um, I say what I learned is it definitely prioritized my self-respect over my ability to empathize and understand other people. Like, sure, I can understand other people, but I have to draw a line, and if it challenges my self-respect, then I that's red flag. I have to jump out of that relationship.
Hmm. All right, thank you for that.
Mm.
Okay, so how would you say you're doing? Like, how are you doing mentally now? Mental health.
Mental health. So from a 1 being like terrible, and then 10 being like I'm doing great, like absolutely great. I'd say around a 5.
Hmm.
Um, not good, not bad. So, um, it's not like I've grown past a lot of things that were hurting me before. Like my self-esteem has definitely improved. I've definitely gained more self-respect with myself, but it's just now it's a matter of wondering what I want to do, where I want to go with myself. And I don't know. There's just like a bunch of uncertainty that I'm carrying with me, and just like anxiety. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know what I want to do. So and that kind of just distracts me from everything. Um, so yeah, I feel distracted, but I'm not necessarily in a slump.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like a 5.
And whenever you feel like you're at a really low point in your life, How do you get past that? Like, what do you do?
Um, when so I do have that initial phase of keeping to myself,
Hmm.
but I think the best thing to do is to just find anything to do. Like what I did was in my phase in ninth grade, I picked up the piano in 10th grade at church, and like that gave me a new something to do. Play every week at church, make new friends, play at
Hmm.
events and stuff, learn new songs. And with my what happened last summer-ish, after that is when I started to stream like actually more consistently. I did like stream here and there before, but I started to stream at least once a week from then. Um, and then that kind of just gave me a new purpose as well. I found a lot of new friends. Um, just like and like especially with your events, I found like more things to do or just like hanging out with other people on their stream, playing games with them. Kind of helped me go past that slump, and I found like I started to respect myself more and found more people that I could talk with. So,
Hmm. Nice, love that. And yeah, it's good that you have people that you can talk to. And you also have me, so just let me know.
yeah.
All right. How would you say COVID has impacted you personally?
Um, so actually, there's good things, mostly good things I'd say. Um, when COVID hit, I was in freshman year, and that's when I decided to transfer out because I took some time at home, and I realized that um after self-reflecting, like that wasn't the right place for me. Like I was definitely feeling alienated from everyone else. So, and
Mhm.
then like that's when I met new people. Sorry, I'm trying to talk over my cough, but it keeps coming out.
No worries.
I met new people on Discord, and yeah, I felt like it allowed me to play more games with them and hang out with them more. And yeah, and that kind of just like escalated to the Twitch, me being on Twitch and everything. So yeah, that's definitely one of the good things. But I say if one of the bad things was when I caught it.
Uh,
um, I kind of got I lost a little motivation to stream. I felt like because I kept coughing, I was like, I don't know. I felt like I wasn't like entertaining, or I don't know. Not really that, but just it was just like harder for me to have fun with everyone else, I guess.
mhm.
Um, and like I used to do singing before then, but like ever since this year started, I can't really sing anymore because I keep coughing. And I had that like one little 4 week. No. It was like 2 weeks. Um, before recently that I stopped coughing, and I did like a few singing streams, and I was still coughing like a little between songs, but I was able to get through a lot
Yeah.
of them. And then I got it a cough again like sometime last week or something, but yeah, I can't really sing anymore, so that's a bummer. And like I really want to like sing my new song to other people, but I can't. So that's it really sucks.
Dang. Get well soon, regardless.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that when you were coughing for a while.
People would make fun of me, like, "Oh, you're coughing again,"
Mm,
or they like mock me. They're they like copy like the way I talk, like, "Hello, hello, hello," like. I don't know, I'd be like a coughing mess, and that'd be like the first thing that they'd hear when I hop on call. So I don't know. It's funny but sad at the same time.
Make light of the situation, even if it's
Yeah.
sad. Okay, let's go and talk about social media. Aside from Twitch,
Yes.
what platforms are you currently active on?
Um. So I actually didn't use much social media until high school, later high school. So I didn't I didn't have a Snapchat or Instagram.
Mhm.
Um so like now I do like occasional stories on Instagram. I'm not like I'm not really active on it. I like look at other people, see how they're doing, but I never like post anything for myself 'cause
Mhm.
I don't know. There's like I don't really see any moments that I felt like I want to share with everyone. Especially because like a lot of the people I add on Snapchat aren't really that close to me, I guess.
Mhm.
So I was like, it doesn't really matter. So, but other than that, I try to um pretty active on. Well, not really, but I'm on TikTok a lot. I like
Mhm.
whenever I have a downtime, I try to scroll through videos and like my friends' videos. I may
Nice.
make a few myself. So
Mhm.
um yeah, but other than that, I'm not really active on social media besides Twitch, of course.
And this is where we talk about Twitch, the big one. You briefly talked about how you got onto the platform. We understand that from
Mhm.
gaming, making new friends. So, how did you come up with your username Hansukiee?
So Hansok is my middle name. Um, my Korean name also. So I was like, why not just do Hansukiee? Because it's like when you add a e at the end when you're talking Korean, it's like an endearing way to address someone
Hmm.
or like a cute little thing. So I was like, why not? So I did Hansukiee. It was like my in-game name for a little bit before I went on the Twitch. And then initially it was with one E. But I tried to do Hansuki with one E and it was taken, so I've added another E.
Ah,
And then yeah, I just stuck with that.
nice. How do you feel about the nicknames people have given you?
um I don't know. Even now, I have a hard time accepting compliments. Like I appreciate them of course, but
Hmm.
I'm still I still haven't perfectly gotten over that. I
Yeah.
feel a little cognitive dissonance here and there. Um, but like, I really appreciate it because I felt like, I don't know, it's just they're showing their love and I can't reject that. So
Hmm.
I accept it like in my heart, but not in my brain.
You accept it, but you can't show it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one? Favorite nickname?
I don't know.
Or the one that rings like I don't know, has like the biggest the one that you first think of.
Um, I mean, everyone says Hankyuri, so that's the one that
Okay.
people use the most. But actually, I think Dolph made that one. ABC Dolph.
Let's go. Alright. Um so did you meet like your Discord group before you started streaming? Such as Chi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so briefly talk about your day ones. Who were with you when you started streaming and are still here now.
Um. So I met like a lot of my friends with like Chi and like a lot of West Coast friends from a friend from high school that I caught up with. Um, like 2 years ago, and I don't know. They kind of introduced me to their little community in California, and I don't know. I vibed with them really well, so like play with them every day on games. And one day I started a stream, and they were very supportive. They'd like hop on, put some funny messages, or if they're not on, they'd always be down to play with me while I'm streaming, so I wouldn't be alone.
Hmm.
And they like join in raids, so I found that I really appreciate them for that. And yeah, Chi is um one of my original mods, I think, and he helped me a lot. And then yeah, they're not it's like from then to now, it's like maybe they're not as active on Twitch, which is completely understandable because they've gotten a lot more busy with
Hmm.
like school and work, but they still play every day with me, so it's not really a huge problem at all. And they stop by occasionally, which is very fun and awesome. And
Hmm.
I'm glad that she is able to make friends with some of y'all too. um I felt like I don't know. I'm just glad that to see another friend vibing with people who I meet.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Since we're talking about Chi, what was your first impression and how would you describe him?
She uh he was okay, so we first met in an Among Us lobby. My friend's boyfriend invited us to their little Among Us community Discord server thing. And then he was actually very cracked. He was like he was like the main like mastermind of the lobby.
Hmm.
So but he also had a very clumsy side of him. It was like a joke. It's like he's only smart in Among Us.
Hmm.
Which is like it's only a joke. He's very smart. But um yeah, but other than that, he's very funny, and I don't know, he just always brightens your day whenever you're with him or talking to him. So yeah, that's my general impression of Chi.
Nice. As of now, what categories do you stream and what's your schedule looking like?
So I mainly stream Valorant because that's like the game that I it's just my go-to game, I guess. But
Hmm.
when I get tilted or just like when I'm just not feeling it, because Val takes a lot of energy.
Hmm.
Um, Mainly because the way I play, because I like scream a lot or like
Oh.
panic a lot, so it takes a lot
Uh,
of energy from me. So when I get tired, I like to do some music. Just like I try to just go for a chill vibe, especially with piano. Just like whatever I want to play that day. Just like to calm myself down
hmm.
and kind of just chill vibes and stuff. Or sing my heart out sometimes in karaoke streams.
Hmm.
Just to have fun and all. And sometimes, other than that, I like to host some party games like Jackbox or Among Us. Um, because I feel like it's a great way to get to know other people and interact. So I try to host some of those, and a lot of times my friends aren't down because they're on that Valorant grind. But yeah, whenever it happens, it's always super fun.
Yeah, Among Us lobbies learn how big of liars people are. Yeah. For sure. Similar question as to what I asked you about being in orchestra.
Mm,
Any favorite memories from Twitch so far? Like some that stands out?
mm. I I don't know. There's like so many good things that happen on Twitch that I can't
Yeah,
like.
from the top of your head at least. I'm sure there's a lot.
um, it's like anytime you or another friend would host an event, and yeah, I'm always happy playing in those. Those are always like the highlight of my week. Or just like when I get raids or when I raid,
Mhm.
and we kind of just like hype each other up, and it's always the best feeling.
Nice. How would you describe the impact that Twitch has had on you?
Um, so I'd say that it's helped me, definitely helped me kind of evolve. Like another reason why I started Twitch was because I felt like it helped me talk better. I was really not confident in the way I talked or like just like interacting with people socially. So I felt like it was good practice, and meeting new people would help me. And I felt like now I'm able to, vibe with other people, make new friends easier,
Hmm.
or without feeling too uncomfortable or too much anxiety. Um, yeah, which has definitely helped me with that.
Okay, so with your experience so far on Twitch, what would you say the pros and cons are?
Um, the pros are, like I said, meeting new people. Um, it's always fun seeing like the same chatter in like multiple streams, like, hey, someone's actually watching me. And it's like you get to get to know them a little better, and you kind of feel that respect, like, wow, they're actually watching my content. Like you feel the love and everything. And of course, with like the Val tourneys that you host and everything, it's always fun making new friends there and having fun playing games with each other. Um, I say the cons is that sometimes you feel too attached to Twitch. Like you can't sometimes when you're just having a consistent schedule, or not even consistent schedule, you're just like streaming every week, you kind of feel like you have to keep showing up, or at least for me. I felt like if I take a break, then not I'm kind of just like letting people down, because I know some people who talk to me mainly through Twitch, and I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like you kind of just have to keep going, or the feeling that you have to keep going. Um, and yeah, that's the main con. But other than that, Twitch is very nice.
Wow, that is actually like so relatable. I could feel that. Do you have any specific goals for Twitch?
um, I wouldn't say I have a specific goal, just like generally meeting new people. Um, like whatever happens, happens, I guess. Like it, I'm doing this for fun mainly, but yeah, I just want to keep playing in more events, playing with games with other people, just like, yeah, try to have a good time on Twitch while I'm
Mhm.
still on the platform.
Gotcha. Have you ever encountered any trolls or hate on Twitch? And if so, how did you handle the situations?
So before like I started streaming and everything,
Mhm.
actually took a few preventative measures, because like I watch other people streaming like OTV and like other streamer houses.
Smart.
And
Okay.
yeah, I've seen a lot of people get like troll raids or just like bots flooding servers. So I try to like do little sorry, verification things for both my Twitch chat and my server. Uh, Wait, what was the question? What? I'm blanking out. Wait.
Trolls and hate.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how I dealt with it. But yeah, so I didn't really have many huge issues with trolls, but I do remember this one time I was playing Griblio with my friends,
Mhm.
and um we got these few chatters. They kind of invited all their friends, and we were just like trying to have fun, and there are those trolls that like pull up inappropriate images and draw them on Scriblio or like
Mm.
TOS words, and like basically had to quit the game and like um yeah, delete the VOD. But after that, I try to do Scriblio with, or like just games in general with people who I can trust or I've been talking to for a little bit. And yeah, after that, I haven't really experienced much trolling.
That's good.
Yeah.
How do your parents and sister feel about you streaming?
So my sister, she's like chill with this, just like another thing I do. She like lurks here and there. But yeah, it's like she uses her Twitch Prime sub on me, but like she's not really active on Twitch, so
Uh,
yeah. But she's cool with it, and I actually haven't told my parents about it. Um, yeah, I still have trouble being personal with them, so
yeah.
especially with me like singing, like they don't know that I like singing
Mm-hmm.
because I keep to myself. So, um, yeah, I probably might not open up to them about it anytime soon, but
Mm-hmm.
they would probably be cool with it if I told them.
So, aside from the cons that you mentioned about Twitch, do you feel like Twitch has taken a mental toll on you in any other way?
I felt like yes, in a way. When I met all these Twitch people, like on Twitch, you just meet people so fast, especially if it's like a raid with like tens people, or like you raiding someone with like all these chatters, and
Mm-hmm.
like everyone inviting you to games. Like I just met like too many people at once, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was a little overwhelming at first, like while like, cause like my friends, a lot of my friends on my the IRL-ish Discord friends, they're not really active on Twitch aside from Chi, so it's kind of like, do I play with them or do I play with Twitch friends? Or if I play with Twitch friends, which friends do I play with? Cause like I want to get close with everyone, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to feel like I'm dropping anyone out of my life. So I try to play with people who I want to be friends with. I try to play with them like consistently and like switch off between everyone.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not easy to balance it all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I I just like now I kind of just like play whoever's on with whoever's on.
Yeah.
And so far it's been working out well. I'm just like a little uncertain of me like I'm always glad to meet new people, but I'm just a little worried about how I'll manage or balance it.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I would typically hear is that people would be mentally affected by numbers, and for in regards to statistics, do you have any insight on that, or like, how do you feel about that?
So I don't know. At first, when there's like, especially when there's like those moments like, oh, 2 streams ago, I was like, there's like 10 people watching me, and now there's like 2. So I used to be like a little bummed out by that. I was like, oh, maybe they like moved on or they don't like me anymore, I guess. But
Mhm.
nowadays, I don't really focus on that too much. Whoever comes by, I'm glad to chill with them. But I always make sure to stream or like at least on Valorant, just like play with other friends so I don't get too lonely. But like I'm always happy with because I always have those few chatters whenever I'm doing music or just like hanging out with my friends, and it's always fun catching up with them.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't worry about numbers too much. It's just like who I talk to.
that's good. Okay, so what are your thoughts about the streaming experiences for guys versus girls? A lot of people have shared their like thoughts and insight, but what have you seen so far, and what could you express?
Um, I've honestly I haven't really thought about it that much. I'd say that I don't know. I'm basing this off of my experience from Valorant mainly. But I felt like since there's still a lot of like underlying misogyny in the
Mhm.
gaming community, that there definitely be a lot more trolls or haters that female streamers may encounter. So, but yeah, other than that, I haven't really gave much thought into it.
No worries. Okay. So with your experience on Twitch, I see that you got affiliated in September, the end of September. Very nice. What advice can you give to those who want to get started with streaming or are just trying to grow on their platform?
Um, I'd say I'd say a few things. One is to be very interactive. You never want us, or at least I wouldn't want to hop on a stream and like try to engage in a conversation in chat, and they don't even look at it, or they look at it and like they just like keep playing. So
Mhm.
definitely engagement with whoever you're streaming to, and nowadays I recommend like finding a few streamer friends at least, or trying to join a community. Um, Try to rate someone at least every time you end a stream. So that always helps with meeting new people because you know that the other person streams, so kind of already establishes a connection.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, just like trying the best to be open and meet new people is my one tip.
Nice advice. Okay. Alrighty. So my last question for the people. I don't know if you know where this is going, but
Uh, I'm
or you
scared.
might. Yeah, yeah. So how does it feel to be famous?
What? Famous? Wait, who are you asking? Yourself?
I'm asking you.
I'm not famous. But um I'm glad that some people know who I am. Definitely. I feel the love for sure. But I'm not famous.
Alrighty, no worries, no worries. Love asking everyone that question. You get so many different reactions, so. Alright. A little bit about Valorant before we get to the end with the random questions.
Mhm.
So as for Valorant, favorite agent and least favorite agent.
Favorite agent is probably Brimstone because I made him. I picked up Brimstone at the very start because I don't know why. My friend thought I played a lot of CS:GO and I only play like 5 games max on there. But he's like, "Oh, Brimstone's the most similar." So I was like, "Okay, why not?" And he turned out to be one of the easier agents, so I just stuck with him for like the entirety of my Valorant career. So he's definitely my favorite, but
Mhm.
least favorite is probably Yoru. I don't know. If I play him, he's troll. If a teammate plays him, he's troll. If an enemy plays him, it's either troll or he's too cracked. So yeah, definitely my least favorite agent.
Okay. So who do you think is the best agent in the game though? And the actual worst. So like what you hear and know, not bias.
Mm. So I think that I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like the difference between the controllers is like more than the difference between duelists. I felt like each duelist can perform in a certain way,
Hmm.
but like for controllers, like it's kind of there's a obvious difference. Like Astra can like re-smoke and smoke long distances, so she would be better versus like a Brimstone or Omen. Um, but I'd say best agent Astra. It's always like, but only if you know how to play Astra.
Uh-huh.
But worst agent, mm, Yoru. Still, he's such a
Okay.
troll pick.
Okay. How about favorite gun and least favorite gun?
Favorite gun is probably Vandal, because the one taps are always very satisfying. Um, least favorite gun, either. Hmm. I want to say Marshall, but I've been getting a little better at the Marshall, so I can't really say that. Maybe the op. I hate getting opt. And it's like when you have the op, it's like too much of a burden because if you don't get kills and you drop it, you basically gave them the op. So it's always a burden to hold the op. But then if they have the op, then they're just gonna shoot you, and it's I don't know. My brain just turns off when I'm against an op.
Nice, okay. Favorite skin set.
Skin set minima. No, okay, I'm just kidding about that, but
Oh, okay. I wasn't judging.
it's because they look like the Roblox skins. They look like Roblox Valorant skins, so I like to joke and say I like minima, but um I think I like I don't know. I don't really get invested much in skins.
Hmm.
So I kind of just bought one skin or 2 skins and just ran with them. But I like Prime the most.
Prime.
Prime Vandal, yeah. It used to be like I don't know if it's still like the auto aim gun, but it felt like auto aim to me. So yeah, Prime Classic or Prime Vandal is my go-to.
Nice. Okay. Now, lastly for Valorant, rank your maps from favorite to least.
Mm, least favorite is Fracture for sure. It's just too much. I hate it. Second least favorite is Breeze, I'd say. I don't know. The map is like it's too open. I feel like I'm exposed or I don't know. I'm just not good at long range gunfights in general.
Hmm.
And it's like, I don't know. For me personally, it's just hard to retake site or defend it. So, yeah. Breeze is definitely down there. After that, probably so actually it changed up recently. I used to like bind the most, but now I probably would rate it with split like tied. Um, I don't know. With the bind change, maybe that's it. But I don't know. I actually fine with bind and split, but I feel like sometimes I can underperform on those maps. And then I don't know, Haven and Icebox are also like they're pretty tied for first. But honestly, for the last four maps, they're kind of interchangeable.
Okay, how about Ascent?
Oh shit, I forgot Ascent. Ascent probably I don't know, maybe with the tie in Icebox and what was the other one? Haven?
Haven for first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The yeah. The other five maps besides Fracture and Breeze, I felt like are interchangeable, and I don't really prefer one over the other too much.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Now at this point, we are gonna go into the random final questions that I have. And if you guys in chat have any questions for Hansukiee or Ian, just tag me and ask your question. So let's get to it. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My pet peeve. The recent one I've been thinking about is when people are closed-minded. When they ask you, or like, as an example, when they ask you things when they already have an answer in your mind or in their mind. So I felt like it just closes off conversation. Um, I don't know. And it kind of gets to that feeling of like disrespect, like they don't respect me kind of thing. So definitely if you're closed-minded, I'll have a hard time vibing with that.
Mhm. So from Leona, I know we talked about this a little beforehand, but tell Leona, how does it feel to be called a cutie?
Uh, I like it. Not gonna lie. In my heart, it makes me happy. But I don't know. I still have a little self-esteem issues, so it kind of just like makes me question myself a little. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not that cute. Like, I don't know why they keep spamming it. Um, but yeah. So it's kind of that thing where I accept it in my heart, but not my brain.
All right, favorite food.
Favorite food. Um, I can't really decide on one specific because it always changes. But right now,
Mhm.
I'd say my favorite food is probably tteokbokki, spicy rice cakes, because especially when you're stressed out and craving something spicy, I feel like tteokbokki is my go-to.
Okay.
Mhm.
From Simon, if you weren't in business, what major would you have chosen instead, or have you considered college/career counseling?
Mm, I don't know. I felt like at the time I chose my major, I was like running out of time. And like now it's kind of just too late. So I kind of didn't give it much thought of what like any alternatives, but I took a few surveys like questioning what I wanted to do and maybe I wanted to do education because I don't know. Sometimes I like teaching people or like helping them learn new things or psychology, developmental psychology because I felt like I really I don't know, something about how you develop through your childhood years and how you carry that through your adulthood. I feel like there's a lot of topics I can connect with
Mhm.
and like relate to myself. So that was like a potential route, but I took a psychology class and it was I didn't really like it, so I just scrapped that. Also debated on doing music, the violin. Um So I think that was like my second alternative or my next option aside from business. Cause I did do like some all state orchestra stuff. I did perform in some other symphonies. Um, and at my church did some gigs. But one of the red flags was my auditioning. I have like severe audition anxiety, so I like shake as I'm holding my violin and like I don't know, I'd bomb all my auditions. But and then I did try playing violin. I was in the symphony at my college in South Carolina. And then I don't know, I wasn't really motivated to play, so I kind of just gave up on that.
Okay. So from Kushi, what quality in a person do you fall in love with?
Fall in love with? Mm. I feel like one of the most important things to me is humor. If I can vibe with a person and they have a humor that I can have fun with, then I feel like, yeah, I'd want to get to know them better and mess around with them. So,
Okay. From our new friend, Koino Bori, favorite place to go out with uh, when you're with friends?
mm, say my number one thing is karaoke. I love singing with my friends, and there'd be Capri Sun involved sometimes, so just like it'd be a really good time.
Mm-hmm. So she asked, do you plan on visiting Cali? And I'm gonna add to that question anytime soon.
Anytime soon. So I'm maybe I was like debating on visiting in the summer sometime, but I'm still not too sure because I'm like a lot most of my paycheck is going to my rent and food, so I don't know if I have enough to save, but if I can, I definitely want to.
So basically, you're looking for someone to fly you out.
No, no,
All
no,
right,
no, no,
guys, you know what
no,
to
no,
do.
no, 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 no.
Alright,
I
just
mean,
kidding. Oh, never mind. Not kidding. From Kushi, do you believe some people can read minds?
mm, I can't really say because I never had someone reading, or I never had a moment where I was like, wow, I'm scared this person can read my mind. So I don't know. I never really cared
Mhm.
too much. And like even when I went to therapy and like they're supposed to like read into like what was going on to like kind of figure out like you as a person. Um, I don't know. I I wasn't exactly the most transparent, so
Mhm.
I don't know. It definitely took a bit longer to reach like a understanding of where I'm at. But yeah, other than that, no, I don't really think so. Not really worried about reading minds.
What is your go-to bubble tea order?
Bubble tea. Um, so if I'm feeling like a milk tea, probably just a Thai milk tea, maybe with boba. Or if I'm feeling like a fruit drink, probably a like a lychee black tea.
Lychee black tea. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so what place do you want to travel to the most? From Koinobori.
Definitely California, because that's where the majority of my friends now live. So, and also I hear there's a lot of good food in California, so I definitely want to stop by sometime.
Mhm.
And Other than that, Korea, South Korea.
Okay, okay. Greatest fear.
Greatest fear. If we're talking tangible objects, something like physical, then probably bugs. I can't with
Uh-huh.
cockroaches or anything that moves fast or anything that's big or like bees. I can't. Um, if we're talking about something like psychological, biggest fear, the fear fear of fear of failure, like with your friends, like being letting down other people, I guess.
Hmm.
If it's especially if it's someone that I hold in respect to, I always have a fear of letting people down or like people showing people like a side of me that I don't want to show. Yeah.
Hmm. Do you have a favorite quote or quote that you live by?
Favorite quote. I should probably get one. I don't have one at all. I was never like a reader or word person, so yeah.
All good, no worries.
Get into it. That's like a big.
So speaking of failure, this next question I
Yeah.
have is, what would you consider as your greatest accomplishment in life so far, and also greatest failure or regret?
Greatest accomplishment. Mm, I think probably making that song.
Mm.
I felt like I can actually listen to it and I like it myself. So I felt like if you like your own song, that's kind of big. Means you did something right. Greatest failure was probably aside from that um other moment we talked about earlier, probably when I failed in ninth grade when I failed like language arts and physics because I didn't turn in any of my assignments and I felt like then I was like doing nothing right and no one was like I felt no support from anyone whatsoever. Yeah, that was like one of the down points and
Hmm.
I felt like my our high school career was ruined from there, but I got past that. So
Yeah. What is your most embarrassing moment?
embarrassing moment. Um, I'm the type that wants to forget it as soon as it's happened. Embarrassing moment. I honestly don't know. Nothing really comes to mind. I guess those moments when I accidentally forget to stop streaming and I'm doing my own thing. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to stream. I forgot to stop streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last three from me. So, what was your first impression of me?
Of you?
Yeah.
Um, that I guess it's the same as how I always seen you, like someone very friendly and open to making friendships. I'm really bad with words, but just like a general positive, like friendly vibe.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I feel bad. I wanted to.
Wait, wait. No, you're fine.
I wanted to like shower you with compliments, but like
No,
I'm
you're
so
good.
bad
You're
with
good.
words.
Yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, you're bad with words. No, I'm just kidding.
I am. I'm so bad.
All right. As of now, for the top five streamers that you find yourself watching nowadays.
Um, I feel like the streamers that I try to stop by are generally the one that I like my friends that I want to hang out with or just talk to. So
Mhm.
one of them's definitely your stream because a lot of my friends watch as well. So it's always fun seeing people in chat. And I always hang out with Linda's stream sometimes and play games with them.
Mhm.
And then from there, it's like kind of a split between all my streamer friends. I try to stop by a lot of them when I can. Maybe Dolph stream
Mhm.
third, but I can't really say like that confidently because I don't know. Dolph is like kind of the first streamer that I rated and I guess kind of got me into this community. So I don't know. He feels like the kind of the home stream, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Other than that, like, yeah, I just try to stop by whoever I can.
Mhm. Okay. My last question is, using your connection, who would you like to see as a future guest on this podcast and why?
Hmm. I want to see. I remember Alex Large Price. He said that he wanted to hold hands with me and do a podcast, but I did it first, so I guess he has to do it next.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna let him know that he got called out. I need a... Yo, we need Alex to say yes now. There's no way. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, to close this out, would you, like to play the song on the piano?
Yeah, wait. I need to drag my setup.
Yeah, yeah,
With my
no worries, no worries.
I can also pull up the lyrics, so maybe you can like sing along to it in your head.
Of course, of course.
What?
And in the meantime, how are you feeling now that all the questions are done with?
Um, relieved, in a way, cause I was very nervous before coming here. I was like so jittery.
Uh-huh.
So, and I felt like I didn't do as bad as I anticipated.
That's good. It's always like
Um,
that.
but yeah, at the same time, a little sad that it's ending.
Oh,
But
it's okay. Plenty of more occasions to
yes,
talk.
yes. Of course, of course. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, do your thing. Just whenever you're ready, just let me know. I'll try to... Wait, actually, no, you're gonna play it. It's fine. We should hear it.
It might take a bit.
All good, all good. Not bad. Podcast. A little over 2 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, and the timing with the Bong Shoe raid.
Sheesh.
Thank you so much, Bong. Guys, Bong created my animated emos. Like the new ones, the new ones. What's up, guys? Hello, hounds. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing well. We're Finishing up the podcast with a lovely performance from Hansukiee. Welcome back, Sarah. Fixin, hello, hello. Thanks, Bong. I really appreciate it. Yeah, all those emotes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Yeah. Alright, let me pause the music. Get this rolling. Okay, okay.
Just a little sound check.
Yes, you're good.
Yes.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, but we're
Okay.
gonna pay attention to you, because, yeah. We get to look at your screen even though we hear the music.
Okay.
Alright.
I didn't warm up,
It's
so
okay.
I might mess up a little.
Here we go. Hansuki's song, guys.
I hope it's loud enough.
If it's not, I'll make it higher. Woo!
And that's what I got. I wish I could have sang it, but I'm coughing.
Oh my god, so good. Everyone loves it. Thank you guys so much for showing love. Hi, Helen. Welcome in. What's up? Thank you guys for showing appreciation. Original, guys, original. Played live performance. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for listening.
Wait, do you see chat, by the way?
I closed it for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But
But yeah. A lot of people are here to show love. So hope you could feel that energy.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel the love.
What a way to close out the podcast.
I never thought I'd be playing this to close it out.
Mhm. All right. With that being said, let me at least close out the segment for YouTube. But what are you planning to do after this?
Uh, Probably just chill. And I have a test tomorrow, so I'm just trying to not stress too much and just have a chill night before I go take my test.
Oh shoot. Okay. Best of luck. You got this. Forget that you're
Thank you.
still finishing up school as a junior,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Chang Gang Podcast, episode 59, featuring Ian, aka Hansukiee. Hansukiee, thank you so much for sharing your story, your life experiences with us. I truly appreciate it. And to close things off with that wonderful performance, do you have any last few words to say to everybody watching?
Thank you for having me on, and thank you for rooting for me and showing me lots of love. I hope I can see you guys in the future, because you guys mean a lot to me, and I hope that we can hang out a lot.
Round of applause, guys. Awesome. All right. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, Hansukiee is a streamer. Exclamation guest for the direct link to his Twitch channel. He doesn't have his voice fully back because he's coughing, but it's okay. He'll perform for us live on his stream with the lyrics and everything in the future. But he also plays Valorant, so check him out, show some love. He loves to support his friends. But that's a wrap. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be within like 2 days or so. Episode 60 closing in really, really fast. But with that being said, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, guys, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I welcome you all to the Chang Gang with open arms. That is it. We are signing out. Peace.